Hey, Mr. Steele. I want to. We met you last.
Paul Walker statue. I'm sorry.
No. I'm just curious. How often do you have to? How often does that happen?
Oh, a lot. It's fun. Look.
Yeah.
The key thing, and it's so sad that a lot of politicians don't engage with people as you find them. Yeah, some of them will get in your face and yell at you. Other ones will have fun with you.
Yeah.
The idea is you want to have a conversation, and if people see you engaging and willing to take 2 minutes to have a conversation with them, man, it tears down so many of the stereotypes and the BS that's out there on the street. You know.
Well, I got to say, you're one of the most. We met you last year. One of the most approachable people in. Which is a great quality.
I appreciate that. No, my mama taught me as a young man, just have the conversation. What are you afraid of?
Because if those guys came up to me and asked me about a statue for Paul Walker, I probably, my temper. So how's your Politicon going?
It's great. It's great. A lot of panels this year, and what's interesting about the panels so far this year is they've been very diverse, very in terms of thinking, philosophy, politics. So I think it's been pretty good. It's been so far. It seems everybody's really enjoying it.
We asked you last year, but I'm curious now. Where is this whole thing going with Trump?
It goes where the American people want it to go. At the end of the day, I'm not taking us off the hook for where we are. I think that we have a civic responsibility here because we elect people. We put them into power over us, and we give them control to make decisions on our behalf. And that includes not just on policy, but also there's that element of who they are as individuals, their personalities. They reflect us. They're supposed to, at least. At least they hope that the men and women we elect reflect our better values. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to agree with everything politically and philosophically.
That's true.
But, I mean, for me, everybody can moan and groan and bitch about the president, but at the end of the
I do.
He knows. Right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's you. It's you. I mean, we'll see this November. We'll see we'll test the proposition whether or not the American people are ready to send the kind of signal to the White House and to this president that everyone at least are screeching about on the streets.
When are the Democrats going to finally learn how to fight? I mean, like Republicans fight.
Well, look. I don't know. It's like.
Speaking as a Democrat.
Yeah, I mean, but how do you figure out how to fight a Mike Tyson in his prime, right? How do you do that? I mean,
I run.
You run, but this fight is not that. I think this is about having a better set of ideas and having a clearer way to articulate those ideas. And to give the people, I think it starts, to be honest with you, recognizing where the country is and the kind of country it is, and not think about it in terms of what you believe it to be or what you want it to be. That's the mistake Republicans have made. That's how Donald Trump made his way through the primary, and it's the mistake the Democrats are making, and that's how Donald Trump would win a general election this November for re-election.
Yeah, it seems like there's a program where they say, in AA, first, you have to admit you have a problem to.
Yeah, it's like it's part of 12 steps, right?
I think politics
saying I got a problem, and in politics it's no different. You got to understand what the problem is. The problem is for Democrats, not Republicans, but the American people aren't that interested in what you have to say. Now, where they have found success has been with candidates closer to the ground who've been creating a message that individuals can wrap around. I cite the case in Virginia where you had a transgendered Democratic candidate, female, defeat a long-standing, hard-ass Republican in one of the most conservative districts in Virginia. And you know how she did it?
How?
Running on roads. Running on traffic and roads. He was running against her sexuality, and she was running on the issues that matter to the people.
You don't drive to work on you drive to work on roads.
You drive to work on roads,
right.
Not on someone's sexuality, and so that's a learning moment a teachable moment where, as a party and as candidates, you figure out what's the message that's working here. Yeah, this is a red conservative district. And he thought that he could go out and scare people about the fact that she was transgender. And she was like, hey, y'all sit at a red light in this community way too long. The roads are bad. The traffic is awful. And she ran on that and she won.
Does that work in big picture? Does that work in other districts?
Yeah, it does. I think the point is you run on the things that's closest to where people are. And whether it's healthcare, whether it's immigration, whether it's economic zones or empowerment zones for the community, whatever, they'll tell you. Just shut up long enough to listen to hear what the voters are telling you.
It's like dating.
It's like dating.
They let you know.
Yeah, your date will tell you, don't touch me again,
No, that's the Republican. No, just joking.
They'll tell you. No, I don't like the soup,
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Just one more question. If you're, actually, why aren't you working for these guys now? These big shot Republicans. You know how to win.
I do. You would think they'd call me, but
seriously.
Look, I'm happy where I am, and to the extent that some campaigns have called, and I talk to the candidates and talk to the campaigns, I do that. But this is their game. I'm not down with a lot of the maniacal sort of sympathetic Trumpism, and I refuse to play that game. And so if you don't play that game, then you don't get the call. And I'm like, okay, go try and win on that.
Yeah,
we'll see whether or not they can do that this November.
Trump, I think he's a once in a lifetime phenomenon, and that stuff's not gonna. That game can't be played by everybody.
You hope.
Maybe so.
You hope. I'd be careful on that one.
Yeah, cut that.